Hans Knoll started this watch brand in 1963 in Bienne after working extensively around watches. Do you know the full form for Hanova is Hans Knoll Watches? Hey guys, I'm Siddhant and this is Yacht Watch Club, where I try to review watches with utmost honesty. Hang on for a few minutes because I have a watch today that is going to excite you. Dating back to 60 years, this Swiss watchmaker is not as famous as other Swiss watch brands, hence it went on to acquire the name Swiss Military Hanova. And if you are wondering if this is the same thing as Victorinox or Swiss Military by Chrono, it is not, and I'll tell you why. It all started with Victorinox, which was already a supplier of pocket knives to Swiss Army. By 1990, Victorinox was working very closely with the Swiss Confederation to license and use the brand Swiss Army for their products. They were the actual pioneers of this framework, but subsequently over the years, the Swiss military and its related brands have been extensively misused without any kind of licensing. Finally, in 2013, the Swiss Confederation formalized a licensing framework to use brands like Swiss Army, Swiss Military, Swiss Air Force and other related nomenclature in a controlled manner. And that's how Hanova got a license to come out with another brand called Swiss Military Hanova. So ideally there are just 4 watchmakers that are licensed to use this brand, including Swiss Military by Chrono, Swiss Military Hanova, Victorinox and Breitling. With this brief history class, they are finally able to sell watches under 2 brands, that is Hanova and Swiss Military Hanova. So the watch that I have today is this Ocean Pioneer, which is also known as the Tide watch. While browsing through their website, this instantly became a no-brainer for me purely because it's made of recycled stuff. So I scrolled from website to website to ultimately finding and buying this from Flipkart. The shade card on the Ocean Pioneer is quite elaborate with colors like the black, the green, blue, red, orange, grey, olive green and light blue. I dialed down on this grey one, so let's see if it is built to last. And if you want to see more engaging content, give us a shout out and subscribe. So one look at the watch is enough to tell you the enormity of this one, and holding this will make you realize it's very heavy. One look at the dial is enough to admire the clean crisp layout that's highlighted by the octagonal red Swiss logo on the top. On the far end is the date window at 6, which is in red to balance the north and the south. A grey colored dial is exactly what I needed, that is decked up nicely with circular R markers that are coated in lume and neatly outlined in metal. The chaptering is nicely slanted with shades of black to play matchup with a black rotating bezel. The clicks of the bezel do instill some confidence while using this watch, while it can be rotated in just one direction. Now you have a flat chested sapphire crystal on top, which neither plays the angel nor the devil, but some really good stuff. The case material, as it says, is made from ocean-bound plastic, hence #Tide. I had visualized a cheap plastic case to be honest, but this one is just something crazy. This feels like a ceramic pure play that's quite heavy with a unibody case and design, which makes this one weigh 200 grams. Put this on your wrist and you will instantly solve Newton's gravity equation. This one is decently sized with a 45mm case diameter and a bombastic 54.5mm lug-to-lug wear with some respite from 11.5mm thickness. And if you had the image of a plastic watch in mind, just erase it. This is no Moon's watch, my friend. The case back is again a very solid setup in stainless steel with brushed finish, and I could easily break someone's head with this one. Being the real diver that it is, a 200-meter water resistance can be found on this one to serve the real mission of basic water activities. The crown on the side boasts of the Swiss flag, which makes this all things Swiss. This is a screwed-on crown, pretty easy to use with the date change on the first pull and meddling with time on the next one. And you will soon realize that this is a quad setup on the inside with a Ronda 515 movement that's housed internally that also has a battery life of 45 to 60 months. This also has a power saving mechanism when you pull out the stem that reduces battery consumption by at least 70%. The arrow hands on the dial along with the R markers are coated in a nice lume to work its way in the dark, which is phenomenal. The strap on the Ocean Pioneer is made of silicone to emphasize on practicality and usability of this one. For a 7-inch wrist, this Ocean Pioneer spreads its wings like an albatross. So huddle away if you are dealing with 6 inches because this thing is just huge. While this one is priced for 22,500 rupees, which is about 270 Swiss francs, I bought this one for just 12,000. That is an incredible amount of value on a watch like this. Maybe I would have never bought this for the MRP on this one, because at this price there are a few other watches that I would have liked to buy. The competition starts with the Omega Moonswatch and the Bulova Snorkel if we are taking the plastic route, but I feel that this one is much better. Next up is this new watch in the form of Timex Deepwater in a steel bracelet or a silicon strap. And matching the diving competition is the Boderi Sea Turtle, which has seen a lot of demand in the recent past. And if you really want to formalize your look, you can go for the newly launched Timex Marlin Automatic in the steel variant. You also have the Tissot Super Sport Gent, which is available on a massive discount on Tata Click Luxury from time to time. You could also get your hands on the Seiko SRPE automatic watch, which lies on the other end of the Swiss spectrum because it is all Japanese. While sitting in India, you can also order an Orient tray for $150 plus customs, which makes this a very formidable watch. With Zeppelin Atlantic, Citizen EcoDrive and various Titan automatics in the fringe, this could be a really tough choice to make. So should you be buying the Swiss Military Hanova Ocean Pioneer Tide? Well, this is that underdog that will surprise you from the get-go. High on quality and loaded with features, I think this is a purist's watch. I have been wearing this watch for a few weeks and this Swiss label has certainly stood up to its standards. Well, that's what I'd want from an Indian micro watch brand, because you could either get an A on design or on quality, but I feel you need to get both. Mass produced is okay, but I think you need to have some essence to drive your brand or product in a certain way. In fact, I'll admit that I was never too sure about ordering this initially or even after I placed the order. This has surely changed perspectives, while you also get to acknowledge a lesser known brand for doing some great quality work. So what do you think about this Swiss beauty? Take your time, find your true north before buying yourself a new watch. All said and done, what are you wearing today?